Yeah,
He's not doing
you're not
anything
parked
wrong.
illegally, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, they just wanted us to see what was going on, make sure everything was all right.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be bothered, man. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Okay.
So,
I totally understand.
Do you have an incident number?
A case number for our CAD, we do. I don't know it. I have to go check my vehicle if you don't mind.
Okay, you have a name and badge number if you don't mind?
I'll give you my card that'll have all my information on it.
Perfect.
Would I be able to get a license from you real quick?
I'm not going to give that. I'm not breaking the law.
Okay.
Fuck. Are these fucking people serious? What the hell today?
A citizen legally parked on a public street was suddenly approached by Officer Miller simply because a neighbor felt uncomfortable. The situation escalated when the officer demanded identification despite admitting that no law had been broken. Does the fear of others justify stripping away your personal liberty and turning a legal act into a crime? Watch how this individual stands his ground and defends his Fourth Amendment rights against an unjustified government demand. To better understand the line between police control and citizen rights, stay tuned to ID Refusal 101. We would like to extend our sincere thanks to the original creator for providing this valuable real-world footage. Please follow both ID Refusal 101 and the original channel to stay informed on the essential legal knowledge that protects you.
Welcome to ID Refusal 101. We're here to arm you with legal knowledge to protect yourself. Subscribe now to know your rights and how to assert them. And now, enjoy the video.
I didn't even see it in the window.
No, so.
We got a call from a resident here. They were a little concerned. They didn't recognize your car. They were just wondering what was going on.
There are 3 vehicles parked here, and they pointed my vehicle out of all the vehicles here?
Yeah. They were just concerned. They didn't recognize the vehicle. They'd never seen it before. They just wanted us to see what was going on.
Can you advise them it's not illegal for someone to park in a public street?
Yeah,
He's not doing
you're not
anything
parked
wrong.
illegally, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, they just wanted us to see what was going on, make sure everything was all right.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be bothered, man. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Okay.
So,
I totally understand.
Do you have an incident number?
A case number for our CAD, we do. I don't know it. I have to go check my vehicle if you don't mind.
Okay, you have a name and badge number if you don't mind?
I'll give you my card that'll have all my information on it.
Perfect.
Would I be able to get a license from you real quick?
I'm not going to give that. I'm not breaking the law.
Okay.
Fuck. Are these fucking people serious? What the hell today?
All right.
I'm not answering any questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is all of my information on the front of the card.
Sure.
My name, phone number, email are on here if you have any questions.
All right.
Back is going to be the case number for the incident. That's what you were asking for.
All right.
All right. So I see you're here from do you know somebody here? Any particular
I'm not
reason
going to answer
you were
any
parked
questions.
here?
Public street, public area. Anyone can be in any township at any point in time.
Okay.
So I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay.
What exactly did they say?
They just gave us the description of the vehicle. They just said it was tinted windows. They didn't see anybody inside. The vehicle wasn't running. They were just concerned, didn't know what was going on with it. So
Who the hell could have called? That doesn't make any sense. These people parked here around the same time I did. They're just watching my car? That's crazy.
That's the vehicle they gave us. And like I said, they just gave us a call. They were concerned. They didn't know what was going on or why they were here. They wanted us to come and talk with you, see if you wouldn't mind chatting with us, make sure everything was all right.
That's crazy, man. All right, yeah.
The encounter begins as Officer Miller approaches a citizen parked on a public street based solely on a resident's subjective concern. Under U.S. law, parking legally does not constitute reasonable suspicion of a specific crime. When Officer Miller asks for a driver's license, the videographer correctly exercises ID refusal because he has committed no traffic or criminal violations. Under the Fourth Amendment, police lack the authority to demand identification unless they have articulable facts of a crime, Terry v. Ohio. Officer Miller's admission that no laws were broken while still demanding ID highlights a common overreach in police authority. The videographer is legally correct to maintain his ID refusal while demanding the officer's badge number. This ID refusal is not obstruction. It is a defense of constitutional boundaries. You are under no obligation to answer interrogations regarding your presence in a public space without a lawful detention or clear criminal suspicion.
So, I mean, would you mind heading out of here? I don't know exactly what your plan was.
Why would I need to head out of here?
It's just making somebody uncomfortable. So they just didn't
Uncomfortable
know.
is not against the law.
I understand it's not against the law.
Good.
Like I said, I'm just They gave us a call. They wanted us to talk with you, see if
Yeah.
we could figure out what was going on,
How
why you
about
parked
this?
here.
Let's try this approach. How about you inform the caller that this individual is not breaking the law? They're in their car, they're on a public street, they have every right to be here, just as them and their families too. Leave him alone.
Okay. Like
Simple as that.
like I told you as soon as I came
Yeah.
up, you're
I
not
know.
parked illegally, nothing like that.
I
They
know.
gave us a call. They wanted us to talk with you. That's
I
all.
know, but you're asking me to head out because they're uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is not against the law. Neither is suspicion. I'm not breaking the law. You know, there's no crime until there's a crime, right? And I'm not here to commit a crime.
Okay.
I'm here for a legit reason, and I'm just parked in a public street.
Okay.
So tell them just to leave me alone. I'm not bothering anyone.
Okay.
I have
I'm not
legitimate
saying that
business.
you
I know
were.
you're not
All I'm saying
I'm
is
just
they gave
telling
us a
you
call about it.
so you can tell them that.
Okay.
All right? Because some people need to mind their business. I'm not doing anything. I haven't done anything.
Totally understandable.
Like,
I get where you're
crazy
coming
in this
from.
economy, man.
The tension escalates as Officer Miller asks the videographer to leave simply because his presence makes neighbors feel uncomfortable. This is a classic example of police attempting to turn subjective emotions into a legal basis for interfering with civil liberties. The videographer maintains his ID refusal and sharply argues that being uncomfortable or under suspicion is not a crime. Legally, police cannot demand a person move or disperse from a public space without a clear violation or a secured crime scene. Officer Miller admitting no law was broken, yet still asking the citizen to move, could be seen as police misconduct or harassment. The videographer is correct to insist that Officer Miller educate the complainant on the law rather than bothering him. In this context, a steadfast ID refusal prevents police from setting a dangerous precedent of stripping rights based on social bias. You must remember there is no crime until an actual violation occurs, and upholding ID refusal is the only way to maintain the boundary between a free society and baseless government overreach.
So I mean, like I said, I understand you're not doing anything wrong. You're sitting in your car legally parked on the side of the road, public road. I get it.
All right.
The only reason I asked if you wouldn't mind leaving was obviously, like I said, somebody was uncomfortable by it. I get that's not against the law, but I didn't know if you were willing to keep going with whatever it is that you had going on.
I prefer to educate them rather than leaving. Educate them so that they'll know better next time if someone parks in the street to just leave them alone and observe.
Okay.
So educate them. I'm not going to go.
Okay.
I'm not going to give them that satisfaction.
Okay. So if you don't mind sharing with me, you said that you were here for a legitimate reason. Do you mind sharing with me what that reason is?
No, I'm not going to share that reason.
Okay. So you don't want to talk to me at
No,
all?
because they're not going to trump my Fourth Amendment right. You see,
Right, I'm not
because of
talking
their
with them about what you're reasoning. It's just
Good. But because of their fears, I'm not going to answer to someone else why I'm here if I'm not breaking the law, right? The law allows me to travel freely, uninterrupted, right? And that includes parking too. So I just want to be uninterrupted. Just because they don't understand how the law works, it shouldn't violate my Fourth Amendment right.
I understand that.
Yeah, so
I'm totally with you. Like I said, that's not for their information. That's for us because I don't know if they're going to call us again or not. I'm going to obviously tell them that you're legally parked here. You're allowed to be here. You know, there's nothing wrong with you being here. But just to avoid any conflict in the future, if they got upset by the fact that you didn't leave, I'm going to tell them he's not doing anything wrong. You guys don't have to go intervene. I want to make sure that doesn't happen, though.
Well, they should understand that if you explain it to them.
And I'm going to. Trust me,
so-
I'm with you. Like I said, if they, hear it from us, hopefully they'll listen to it, but not everybody does,
Well,
right?
if they call you guys back, you can tell them they're harassing you. Stop abusing public officials because
I get you.
you explained to them, you were here, you checked it out. There's nothing illegal going on. Leave me alone, ma'am or sir. Have a good day. That's it. That's the end of it.
I'm with you.
And you should also check your brakes, man. Your brakes making a lot of noise,
They're
man.
making that squeak,
they need to be
I get
changed.
you.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you talking with me. I appreciate you being
Sure.
cooperative. So, like I said, I didn't mean to bug you, but we got the
Yeah.
call about it. We got to do
You
our
gotta
due
check it
diligence,
out. I
talk with you,
understand.
make sure everything's all good,
I
okay?
understand. I respect your professionalism, okay? I'm not trying to violate my rights or anything. So,
I
thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
All right. Have
All
a
right?
good one.
You too, man.
Officer Miller attempts to use psychological interrogation by acknowledging the legality of the parking while still pushing the videographer to reveal his personal reasons. However, the videographer stands firm by invoking Fourth Amendment rights. This is the essence of ID refusal, where citizens have the right to be secure and free from unreasonable government interference. Officer Miller's attempt to fish for information under the guise of avoiding future conflict is, in fact, a subtle form of harassment without reasonable suspicion of a crime. The videographer is legally spot on by stating that a resident's legal ignorance is not a valid excuse to violate his freedom of movement and his ID refusal rights. He emphasizes that constitutional protections cannot be trumped by public fear. A police encounter is only consensual unless the officer can articulate a crime. In this scenario, maintaining ID refusal and demanding the officer educate the public is an exemplary way to uphold civil liberties. You should learn from how this individual utilizes ID refusal to force Officer Miller to respect the boundary between legitimate law enforcement and private intrusion.
All right. So
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to follow up with you real quick.
Sure.
So I talked with the caller.
Okay.
One of your concerns, you had asked why they picked your car out.
Yeah.
So the caller knows who the other two people are. So that was
Other
the
two?
reason.
What other two?
The other two cars.
Oh, okay.
So they saw your car. They were like, "That's strange. I know the other two. I don't know this one." So that was the reason that was your vehicle was noticed. I told them you're legally here.
Yeah.
No reason, that they have to
Yeah.
intervene, come out, anything like that. They're cool with it.
Yeah.
They said, okay, we just didn't know. We wanted to double check on it.
That
So
person needs a job. They have too much time on their hands.
I get you.
Literally too much time on their hands. And
I
they're
get
gonna, let's say someone has an event here, right? And there's 15 strange cars parked in the street. That street. They're gonna call you guys for those strange cars that they don't recognize.
No,
You see how absurd that is?
I get you. I
That
get
is
you.
crazy.
I'm same boat. But like I said, I just wanted to talk with you, let
Yeah.
you know, because I understand that was one of your concerns. I just wanted to follow up
I
with you about
appreciate
that
that.
one, so you know.
I appreciate that.
All right?
All right. Thank you
Have
very
a
much,
good one.
man. You too.
Officer Miller returns to conclude the encounter by confirming that no crime scene ever existed. The sole reason the videographer was targeted was that neighbors recognized other car owners, but not him. This proves the investigation was based on neighborly curiosity rather than reasonable suspicion. The videographer remained sharp by maintaining ID refusal throughout, forcing the officer to admit his presence on a public street was entirely lawful. Officer Miller informing the residents that they have no right to intervene is a legal victory for ID refusal. Had the videographer surrendered his information early on, he would have set a precedent for police harassment of anyone deemed a stranger. His steadfast ID refusal compelled the police to fulfill their actual duty, protecting civil rights instead of satisfying baseless complaints. You should learn from this approach. Remain professional, but be decisive in your ID refusal to protect personal liberty from unnecessary government intrusion.
The encounter between Officer Miller and the videographer serves as a textbook example of civil rights in action. Regarding behavioral grading, the videographer receives an A for his absolute steadfastness in ID refusal and his masterful use of the Fourth Amendment to defend personal boundaries. Officer Miller earns a B- because, despite his professional tone, he erred by demanding ID without reasonable suspicion and suggesting a citizen leave just to satisfy neighborly discomfort. This video encapsulates critical legal principles. The Fourth Amendment protects you from unreasonable search and seizure, and ID refusal acts as a barrier against police overreach when no crime scene exists. The lesson here is to remain calm, professional, and decisive in your ID refusal when law enforcement cannot articulate a crime. Never let the ignorance of others strip away your liberties. Subscribe to ID Refusal 101 to master the knowledge of self-protection, and remember to visit the original channel to support this valuable footage. How would you have handled yourself in this same situation?
Knowing your rights isn't being difficult, it's being prepared. If this video helped you understand your legal rights, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below, tell us your story, ask a question, or suggest the next encounter we should break down. This is ID Refusal 101, where we teach the basics of your right. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.